video is for my husband's girlfriend. If you're not my husband's girlfriend, just keep scrolling. Hi, I don't know who you are, but I know you know who I am. Because, I mean, all I know is that you have a son. His name is Alejandro. That's what my son Leo called him. But I'm here to talk to you about my kids with your boyfriend, but my husband, you know, Carlos. Yeah, let's talk about my kids for a second. My kids are being neglected because he's with you and because he's putting you before our kids. Now, Mr. Carlos has a pattern of doing this because when he got with me, he neglected his first son because of his weird relationship that he had with his first baby mama, which I'm pretty sure you're aware of already. Now, sweetheart, I hate to break it to you. Him did not finish being together, and when I mean finish being together, besides the fact that we're still married in February, and I have screenshots and text messages to prove that should you ever want to see it. Now, another thing, I just tried to have a conversation with him on the phone about our daughter's birthday and about a deal that we can strike up so that he could come back into his life after almost 5 months of not seeing them. And you know what he did? He put you before my kids, and that is absolutely not okay with me. So all I asked was, who's going to be around my kids and where are my kids going to be? And he didn't want to answer the question because of you. Okay, so I know the comments are going to come from me, but I don't care. I need you to put your big girl panties on and step up and tell him to divorce me, and on top of that, take me to court so that we can come up with a deal through the courts, so the courts can tell him that he has to give up the address, and the conversation about who's going to be around the kids does matter, okay? It does. And on top of all of that, I'm going to need you to stop thinking that it's okay for him to be a deadbeat to our kids as long as he's a good dad to your kids, to your son, okay? Because that's going to create tension between me and you. And I'm not trying to have beef, but I mean, if there's going to be beef, then there will be beef. You know, by beef, I mean just tension. Because I'm a lady. I don't act stupid and I don't act crazy. But just to make it clear, the way you got him, sweetheart, is the way you're going to lose him. And he's still married to me. And you met him, I don't know. And then on top of that, he was still sending me houses that we were going to move into, okay? And I have proof of all of this. So I warned Carlos that I was being really, really nice. And I was being a really good person by not being, petty and doing some stuff like this. But enough is enough. Our daughter's literally going to turn 6 in less than 4 days. And for him to act like this about our daughter's birthday, no. The gloves are coming off. And it's going to be what it's going to be.
But you already knew the type of man you married. I mean, this man already had a family before you got into the picture with him. And then you married him and had babies with him. And now he's doing you the same thing he did his baby mama. Or maybe he was the wife and then you got in between that. And then you got into the relationship between their kids. And now you're mad because your man is doing the exact same thing that you did to the previous wife / girlfriend, baby mama, whatever. So I feel like it's important for you, I hope, because months has passed after you've done this video addressing this side chick and stuff like that. I hope you are prepared, because you said you're a classy lady, light eye, with the backlash that is to come from that, because it never stops. It never really stops. And I see that you made a a follow-up video. So let's just watch that video.
I made this video to my husband's girlfriend, and in 4 days it hit 1 million views. You guys read me in the comments, so now I want to respond back to your comments and give you guys an update on where we are now. Number one, yes, I still loved him, and I had hoped that we were going to get back together because for the past 8 years, that is what we've been doing. He would go off and do his life and then always come back to me. For God's sakes, his own baby mama said that she felt like he was going to get it right for me and do right by me eventually when he was done playing his player games. I understand that I was being a complete fraud by posting healing and moving on content and acting like I had moved on when I truly hadn't, because I still had this much hope that we were still going to work it out. So I do apologize, but we're going to move back to really truly moving on, because I believe God did, like, this happened because I needed to unmask myself as the fraud I was acting so that I could truly go on a healing journey with you guys, and my testimony can be a testimony to other women. Number two, I understand that that his girlfriend, it's not her job to make him be a father, because he already has a pattern of being an absent father once he gets a new girlfriend. Yes, I absolutely believe the side chick, and absolutely believe the third baby mama / girlfriend that she's pregnant. I do believe it. I believe the side chick because she gave me intimate deals that only a woman that have been with him would know. And I believe the pregnant baby mama because when he denied her, because her name is not Denise, when we talked about it through text, when I said listen to the voice, he never responded back. So I 100% believe that that is his girlfriend. Red flags from the conversation that really, really, really irked me was the whole, we go out so much, we go out all the time. Girly, I don't want my kids around alcohol, or like I don't want my kids around that lifestyle. So the fact that you're proud to say that you guys go out all the time is a big red flag to me, because my kids just go to church, go to school, hang out with their family. I'm instilling good family values. I do not want any drug addicts or alcoholics. I'm trying to raise women and men of God, and I'm not judging, but it's a red flag for me, especially given the fact that he has supervised visits, and I wouldn't want my kids around that type of lifestyle. Second red flag from the conversation that you guys did not get to hear was when she was like, that's why your son loves me too, right? When she was like trying to retarme, and she was very condescending, and I didn't like that. Because the conversation should have been about our kids, my kids being in their dad's life, but it was more about her asserting her role and being like, oh, I'm his girlfriend, blah, 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 which is fine. But the conversation went left, and it is what it is. But I will say that I understand that I should have never made that original video saying to my husband's girlfriend and acting like it was her fault that my kids were being neglected. I take full responsibility. I understand I look stupid. I understand I sound stupid. Now let's move on to the last point, or the last 2 points. No, this is not my karma. I met Carlos when he was broken up with Adeline. In December of 2016, he tried to get back with her one last time. She said, new year, new me. I'm going to come into the new year. I don't want to be with you. So then he married me in less than 3 months after meeting me in 2017. Whether that was a lick back to Adeline or not, I will never know. But let's go on to the last point, or the last 2 points. The neglect comment, okay? The neglect comment. I said that he neglected his son, and I didn't really explain why. Because he would allow his baby mama to throw fits. He wouldn't take her to court. He was always very lazy and scared to take her to court. He didn't want to go and do the paperwork. I offered to do the paperwork. She would throw fits when she was jealous, mad, just when she was bored, when she just wanted to assert control and acted like she just wanted to make our life a living hell. You know, and she admitted to this. I have text messages to all this. She's apologized to me. But long story short, I would tell him, take her to court. And he would be like, no, because he still secretly loved her and he didn't want to make her mad. So I would be like, you're neglecting your son by not taking her to court and having your court order to be able to give the cops so that you can see your son. No, instead you're like, okay, whatever. Like, I won't see my kid. Whatever. Like, she'll eventually, she needs my money. She'll eventually, like, give in and I'll start seeing my son again. That is neglectful behavior. So that is what I meant when I meant that he neglected his son. And lastly, where are we now? I'm for sure gonna get that divorce. That's for sure. I already contacted the woman that filed the divorce for me, and unfortunately, it's gonna cost me $695. But I'm going to pay it in payments, and I should be divorced before September, God willing, and making sure I get the money in time. The child support I'm not gonna talk about on here, but no, he has not paid anything. No, but don't worry about that, guys. I'm gonna get that handled. And as far as Carlos's communication with the kids, I want to reiterate to you guys, okay? He has 12-hour supervised visits. I have told him over and over and over, and I'm going to provide you guys with screenshots to do his supervised visits, and he doesn't want to. For whatever excuse he gives me, but he doesn't want to, and that's all he can have right now. That's all I'm agreeing to, which is our court order. And because he has not been exercising his supervised visits, I'm just going to leave it at that. And I will be honest, I did change my numbers. I changed both my phone numbers because I was tired of the mental and emotional abuse and the manipulation. And I know for a fact he could care less that I changed my numbers because it's better for him, because he swears like I was trying to bother him or whatever. But I say all this to just clear it all up and let you. Video is for my husband's girlfriend. If you're not my husband's girlfriend, just keep scrolling.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know who you are, but I know you know who I am. But I'm here to talk to you about my kids with your boyfriend, but my husband, Carlos. My kids are being neglected because he's with you and because he's putting you before our kids. Now, Mr. Carlos has a pattern of doing this because when he got with me, he neglected his first son because of his weird relationship that he had with his first baby mama.
So let me get this straight. A man with a history of neglecting his children is now neglecting the children that you have with him, and now it's a problem.
I just try to have a conversation with him on the phone about our daughter's birthday so that he could come back into his life after almost 5 months of not seeing them. And you know what he did? He put you before my kids, and that is absolutely not okay with me.
One of the biggest mistakes some women make is letting a man convince them that he's going to be different for them. If he cheated on every other woman in the past, you let this man convince you that you're special. They don't have what you have. You're different. If he cheated on them, he's going to cheat on you because he's still a cheater. And if he was a deadbeat dad to those kids, he's going to be a deadbeat dad to yours because he's a deadbeat dad. I hate to admit it, but the one thing that he's good at is convincing the woman that he's with right now that she's better than his exes. That's how he got you. But he got the next girl to think that her and her kid is special. She's not special. She's just the woman for right now because he's good at convincing women of feeling like they're better than the last.